I don't know what's wrong. I fucking tried turning on and off the internet. Internet piece of shit. I'm gonna burn this shit after the stream. Oh ho ho ho. So. 3. Hello, hello, hello. I am back. Hello. Okay. So, this I was saying that I'm using three, not even strategies. I'm using the whole system. Three built two, my whole build system, which I have. One was built for around, like, I've made it in 2.5 years. The other one is a mix of that, but I'm overlapping ICT on that, which gives me a bias and precision. So ICT has developed a language which majority understands, and it's a very intricate language. Which, if when I point out to something, you'll recognize what I'm pointing it out to. So that's why I'm using the ICT for the streaming basically. So it gives you a very clear, in a sense, it uh, a very clear picture of what's gonna happen, because at the end of the day the candle moves up or down now, regardless of whatever I'm thinking. So this is the outcome of all the processes that goes through my head. Watch it. um, you still here? Usually at now about 10:30. We already have the higher low of today. Well, anyways, it's pretty obvious. Today, 10:30. We already have the high of the day. That would be the high of the day. We will sell the retracements. But anyways, we are trading the range. We're taking a narrative of the range for the whole day. I'm probably not expecting it to do something dramatic after this. So basically, after this, not I'm trading the internal range liquidity as a narrative. Not no, I was not talking because no one was here. Na. So there. Okay, so this yeah, after 10:30, exact 10:30, we hypothetically speaking, we already have the high or the low of the day. But today, it's pretty obvious that we have a high of a day. So this vertical line is for that. And something very interesting happens at 10:30 every day. So But in any case, even if it go gazillion points up, I'm not buying it now. For now, for now. Even though the long term trend is up, this is green for a reason. Otherwise, this would be red. So if it go above this point, stay up, then I'll be looking to for it to come back up. Yesterday I was targeting that point now. Hello. Hello, can you hear me? Oh my god. So I was telling yesterday I was really convinced, like I bought it somewhere around here. I was convinced that we would touch this point, right? But it came to the consequent encroachment, and then came when this is a weekly fair value gap. Then it closed below na, that signified care, okay, we might go down a little deeper, and that was the Judas swing. In hindsight, basically. Otherwise, I was targeting this monthly volume imbalance. That's what I was saying. Oh, wow. Nice. If we tap this point now, watch how it reacts to the. If it comes below on a 1 minute, that wouldn't really matter because this is a monthly volume imbalance. So it can even the 4 hours will matter. Even the 15 minutes won't matter if it closed below the monthly volume imbalance. The 4 hour, there would be a wick on the 4 hour, right? But this is highly likely that we would get a strong reaction after, like, this is what is this point 15859.2. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Need to remove this bullshit. Top, bottom. Usually, what happens is the market looks for extreme, right? So at this point, a lot of sellers would be really like constipated and fearful. No, buyers would be, because this exact point is a very good extreme. You'll watch how it reacts to this point. I'm telling you beforehand. Watch it. If it completely ignores this, then then there's trouble. But this is an extreme of an extreme of an extreme. The higher time frame extreme. Hmm. Let me. These are the points. This is the box. Where the box is, the price lines. Come to Papa. Papa. Like, if I look at it in hindsight, now I've been calling out this market for, like, I've called out this move, then it came back, then I like this move. That was not so good, but I was not expecting it to move up either. So you can say that was either called, and now that. At which point I really celebrated. Or every time I call out the move, it happens I should play the songs and dance like a trance. It's really stupid. The father of extremes. Oh, oh, this is a 1 minute chart, so cannot be that precise, but important level, area of interest. Ah, this is what I mean. Kaboom! Basically, what I was saying that I'm using not even strategies. I'm using three different systems. A system is something which encapsulates everything about trading itself, the risk to reward, where to, where not to, everything. So, not even models. In a sense, if you, from my perspective, you think of a system consists of different models from how you operate. So, I'm using three systems, and all of that is running in my mind. I've trained myself to do it. It was hard, but on top of everything, I'm using ICT as a third for a language model, basically. To if I show you or if I stream something, so I would be using the ICT for the screen. See, the area of interest, the NVOG, this volume imbalance. A lot of things are other than this volume imbalance, but I'm referring to this because majority understand what I'm saying if I use the language of ICT. Plus, his concepts are really good. You can get a good area of interest, basically. Hmm. Hmm. We are here. On 1 minute, it really can go up and down, but this is a significant area. If we slice through that this would shrink. This would shrink and then invert. Okay, you ask what strategies, bro. Back testing, making your own thing in a sense. If you, I've made all of these strategies. Maybe there are some guys I've been inspired from, but mm, not really, because you'll not see this anywhere else. In a sense, these boxes and everything. This is what I understand how the market works. See, this is why I was not allowed to go long. Using the ICT, you can get these area of interest, but you cannot. How would you know which one to operate from, which is to be avoided, and where to first, where to next? So where would you get the narrative? To get the narrative, you have to overlap something on top of ICT. Why was your bias wrong when matlab, in a sense, when I tell no longs and you are here, so if you're not getting enough value from me, so why? I mean, I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. You don't, it's the daily bias is really tough because you don't really have the daily bias every day. I know what exactly the daily bias is in a sense ke I know when there is a daily bias and when there is not a daily bias. And I always, majority of the time it shifts. This is why okay, so before you were here, if you think in a sense, Mario, it's so tricky. It's the market, which is the objective world, right? And it's the perception of the market, right? So we want to dissect the market through our perception. So we divide it into days, right? We divide because the perception categorizes every data you sort, every data you input, take the input, it categorizes and breaks it down into chunks and pieces so for it to understand. But something fucked up happens when you think of if you take an assumption now, you can make a case for that. So we get hung up on the bias. So you have to use some tools because the market is totally objective, nothing to do with your subjectivity, and you can track it. So you have to track it without including your subjective experience. Even if I feel like shit, I should be able to make money, right? Even if I don't feel like buying it, but I'm buying it because the system is. This is the where the system comes in. Because the less you rely on your perception, the more profitable you will be. It's not something of a philosophy. It's something which I've seen in a sense. If I say I've back tested this shit a lot of times and then way back. So nothing to do with your subjectivity. It's totally objective. You are using the right tools, which gives you the bias, but that would also change. But you would have some rules. Okay, this is what I'm not doing. What rules I'm using is like I determine something. If something such and such happens, I would not be buying it, right? For example. So what would I do? Sell it? No. In trading, it does that logic doesn't work. Okay, you want to be a seller, where you would just sell. I would sell it at where the risk to reward would be good. So it's very, you know, higher cognition. It requires a system and understanding of that system. It's a really, uh, Can seem easy if you are just using a simple concept which you are using, like if I see a 50% retracement or if I see a breakout. But that is not how I think. I want to know everything in a sense. I want to know where the market would be in Asian range, and I determine my success through my, in a sense, predictive power, not through even PNL. Even if I if I somehow lose money, but I was right on the move, I was like, yeah, okay, this trajectory is right. But I would lose money on the basis of risk to reward. So, but that is not how I measure. Like, I think I should know everything. So, depends on the person. But at the end, you have to be very objective about trading. We will go to the 4 hours chart. We probably will close above this volume imbalance on the 4 hours chart. Go back to 1 minute. We have how many time? We have 3 hours. Yeah, 3 hours before the 4 hours close. Ah, is it like this is really good, man? It showed the unwillingness, came back to the volume imbalance. It's perfect. But keep in mind, if we gyrate at this point now, what was this box called? The market itself, the market or the stress test. So basically, if we gyrate around here, okay, and we are not getting below this, that this is the probable bottom. Then, if I get a hint it's going up now, that would be the bottom, because this is the extreme of the extreme. But that doesn't mean I'm going to jump in because of my assumption. That's just an assumption. To prove that assumption, something in the market should happen for me to act on it. confirm basically. How many points again? 30 points here, okay. First I called out this, okay, 121. Then I was not looking. If you were to look for shorts at this point, again, 80 points again. Then again, 30 points, like long short, long short, long short. We're coming back. We are at the consequent encroachment of this volume imbalance. White is the monthly volume imbalance. Just at the top of it. Come to pa. We'll get a reaction from this upper portion of that. Mm, 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 mm. Please do not take it as an anything. I'm just watching it, right? The fair value gaps are the gray color. The hypothetical would be the institutional IODEF. Now that we have taken out the liquidity, I can remove this liquidity. There we go. Do you remember that when it was here, I told you kids gonna move up, back up from this point exact. So, hey Mario, how was your day trading? How much did you make? I don't know. I don't think about the bullish breaker or bearish breakers, bro. I don't. These are the things I don't look for. The bullish breaker, the bearish breaker, the order block, that is something which I don't use. Doesn't mean that doesn't work, but I really don't use it. I don't. Mm-hmm. There we go. Hmm. Well, you have traded your, in a sense, losses. Didn't lose money, right? Whenever I say na ke no longs and no shorts, there's always something in my mind ke what if the other thing happen and the other person is gonna blame it on me ke like this is this. But until and unless I'm so sure na, I don't call it out. If it's 50-50, I'll tell you it's 50-50. If it's exactly no long or in a sense ke I'm genuinely not allowed to buy it, so early okay, no buys is तरह. Watch how we are gyrating between that monthly volume imbalance. How many points below us? 50, 42 points. 42 points. एक minute. 42 points. 42 points. This is a new week opening gap. And wow. Month weekly close. So we closed here and we open here. Yep. Now there are two areas of interest, right? One is this box, but that is not. This can be precise. Sometimes it's very freaking precise. Like watch this point. But it's if you're conservative, you can use it as a narrative. Give it leniency that we might come down to this area of interest. Might not. So, anyways, that is still very strong. This is still strong. Why are you using the Kami strategy? Azoka, अच्छा तुम वो बोल दे फिर उसको। मैं फिर तलाले से ले लूंगा ना, कर ले कुछ ना कुछ पैसे। अच्छा, एहसन को, एहसन को, यार एहसन ने तो मतलब देख ले, फिर तुझे हेल ना करा दे फिर से पैसे, वो तुझे बोलेगा अच्छा चूतिए फिर आगे। चल मैं अभी फिर एहसन को कॉल करता हूँ, ठहर। चल ठीक है, मैं उसको कॉल करता हूँ, मैं बोलता हूँ यार। अच्छा बात सुन, मैं तुझे नंबर भी सेंड कर, मैं उसको बोल दूंगा कि यार लड़का फिर आ रहा है, हाँ। और वो कल वाला भी हमारा, तूने इंसिस्ट करना है कि यार हमारा कल वाला भी हिस्सा दो। मैं भी उसको बोलता हूँ। मैं बल्कि एक और लड़के को, मैं कबीर को बोलता हूँ। मैं तुझे कबीर का नंबर देता हूँ। मैं तुझे कबीर का देता हूँ। वो कबीर इसके साथ का लड़का, लेकिन वो मुझे ये कह रहा था कि मेरा बंदा है, उसने अपना अलग काम खोला है, इसका दोस्त है। लेकिन मुझे ये पता है कि वो शुरू शुरू में, हाँ हाँ, कबीर का देता हूँ, कबीर का देता हूँ। दोनों को, उसको कबीर को कॉल कर। There are a lot of right, कबीर। जो कि इसको बोलना, मैं वो सलमान लड़का है, आपसे नंबर लेके भी गया था, वो एहसान का जो दोस्त है अस्करी वाला, तो वो पहचान जाएगा। उसको बोलना यार मुझे इतनी चाहिए, अर्जेंटली चाहिए, तो मैं ऐसे ऐसे उठा लूँगा। मेरे से कॉल करेगा तो मैं पूछ बता दूंगा, कुछ भी वो पहचान भी जाएगा। Okay, 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 okay. I'm back. I'm back. I came for the. हाँ जी, okay. समझ नहीं आई। कबीर, कबीर से बात हुई तो वो क्या कहता है? हाँ हाँ, तो नहीं नहीं, तू चला जा। पता है मुझे एहसान और इसका काम नहीं है, एहसान इसको ठगी लगाएगा ना, तू समझना। और ये एहसान ने मुझे बोला कि यार ये बड़ा ना केयरलेस हुआ हुआ है, तो चला जाए, दे भी देगा। तो बस एहसान को पता नहीं लगे, बस तू इससे जा और उठा ले। अगर कोई वहां पे ग्राउंड, उसी को ग्राउंड बोलते हैं जहाँ कल खड़े हो गए थे हम लोग। चल तू पहुंच जाना, नहीं हुआ तो एहसान को कॉल कर लेंगे। ओके। ओके ब्रदर, there are a lot of what there are hmm there are a lot of equal lows and fair value gap below the monthly gap. What? What monthly gap? This volume imbalance. What gap are you talking about, brother? Yes, there are a lot of where they are not. When there is a candle, there is a volume imbalance, there is a fair value gap. Depends on what narrative you take. Not everything is relevant every time. uh, Never think in terms of equal lows or target equal lows as such. You will be more scared to trust the market. Even for your own self, when you are trading, you will be more scared. So I don't want to, you know, think in terms of fear mentality. If there is an equal low or if there is a higher low, which so I would target that. That's not how one should think about it. I've already told you it's really, really, really can get really complex. The thought process. But for that to come below this, it has to go through this, which is a monster. The elephant in the room. I'm telling you again and again that this can be a bottom. Let the people digest it. Digest in a sense, let the people. It gives you time to think. When it's moving, you don't think. When it stops, you start thinking. So it will give you some time to think and make a bias, then bam, go against that bias. Even now, the uptrend, this whole uptrend is fully intact. This uptrend is fully intact even now after this drop. You see this, this box is wide. This is a wide ass box. Until its width is decreased and it flips, other no, I would really be not taking any swing longs. So it's the uptrend is still intact, but I'm not allowed to buy it right now. Just just a minute. It's okay. यार बहुत ज्यादा है, बहुत मतलब ठीक है, नॉर्मल है। यार कितना स्मूथ हुआ है तेरा सीन भाई। सिंपल एज। बस मैं भी कबीर को कॉल करूंगा, सुन मेरी बात सुन, वो उसको हत्ती में रख दे। चल 10:30 11 चल ठीक है, ओके ओके बेहतरीन है। नहीं नहीं नहीं, तू तू टाइम दे, काफी टाइम बाद आया। ओके ओके। Okay, so we are coming back down. Still, how about how it reacts to that line? The line in the sand, it's still active. The volatility decrease decreases. Whenever the volatility decreases, what is the general natural progression for traders to increase their lot size, right? It does make sense. Now you must be talking about that when it's moving, you are still. When it's still, you are moving mentally. You know? When the market is moving, your mind is still in a be observatory. The moment it stops, now you start thinking, you start moving. So the yin and yang. You're welcome, my brother. I'm going out also. हाँ जोके, पेट्रोल है क्या? वो चौक देख ले, चौक ऊपर होगा। चौक तो ऊपर नहीं है, ये रिजर्व पे तो नहीं लगी हुई, रिजर्व वगैरह चेक कर, चौक वगैरह चेक कर। जो कि ऐसे कोई ये ख़राब नहीं है, इसका चौक वगैरह का कोई मसला होगा, सर्दी है ना, तो पेट्रोल वगैरह चेक कर ले, ऑन है ऑफ है, रिजर्व पे तो नहीं है किसी तरह, तो वो सब मसला होगा और कोई मसला नहीं हो सकता।